welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nats, and I hope everyone is happy, healthy, and doing okay. Alright, so in today's video, I am coming to you all professional because I am just coming in from work. This is my first day back at work since the whole lockdown, since the expiration of the lockdown, and it wasn't a bad day. I'll make another video talking about that for you guys. I actually do not know when you guys will see this video, so maybe by the time you see this, coronavirus has long gone. I don't know, but this is my first day back. This is my first day back at work, and I just got in and I decided I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the cultural differences between Japan and Jamaica. Alright, so I'll be sharing with you 5 cultural differences between the two countries, and you can tell me down in the comments below which cultural difference you like the most, or you cannot understand, or you know, something. And by cannot understand, I mean you think it's ridiculous. That's what I mean by cannot understand, because there are a few things in Japan where I don't get it, but you know, you live in the country, so you gotta just work with the flow. Alright guys, and before we head into the video, of course we have to do our NATZNIFICENT fam shout out, so let's get right into that. I have my box here, so let's shake it up and choose someone to get shout out today. Alright, let me just head under the bottom, and I have something. Alright, and this week's NATZNIFICENT fam shout out goes to Sammy Apple. Big up yourself, Sammy Apple. Thank you for watching and commenting on my video. And the comment that Sammy Apple left on a video was, "Must Adam tie those bags?" And this comment was left on my grocery haul when I went to the supermarket and did a grocery haul video. I will link it right here for you guys. And thank you so much, Sammy Apple, for commenting. Big up yourself. Now guys, back to the video. So the first cultural difference between Japan and Jamaica is, of course, the shoes policy. And I have said this in at least all of my video guys when I'm talking about Japanese culture and so on. You take your shoes off outside. Like, your outdoor shoes is not to be mixed up with your indoor shoes at no point in time. Of course, some public spaces do not require you putting on an indoor shoes, such as the grocery store. Alright, so because people are constantly going in and out of the grocery store, of course there is no time to, like, you know, change shoes. That would be just a hustle bustle. So we are not required to wear indoor shoes in certain public spaces like grocery stores and like banks and so on. But if it's an enclosed work area, so like your workspace at schools, in offices, at clinics, at the dentist's office, all of those closed spaces where people go in and like wait or go in for a longer period of time, you have to change your shoes. Now in my country, Jamaica, we don't have a cultural policy that we change our outdoor shoes once we get inside. So many Jamaicans do have shoes that, or slippers as we call it, that they do only wear indoors, because of course, even though we do not have the cultural policy, it does not mean that Jamaicans are like tracking dirt from outside everywhere. No, we're not doing that. So normally we would have a slippers or a shoes that we wear indoors, but it is not a cultural thing that we do that. So you will find that you go out to the supermarket in Jamaica or so, and you probably walk in your house with the same shoes until you get to change it, maybe after you take a shower and you're just in your house. So it is not a cultural necessity, but Jamaicans do change their shoes as well. But in Japan, it is definitely the thing to do. Alright, so the second cultural difference between Jamaica and Japan is wearing masks. Now, of course, many of us know that in Asian countries, mask wearing is like the norm. And to be honest, guys, when I just got to Japan, I thought that people only wear masks for when they're sick, or if they think something may be wrong with them, or if they're in a crowded space such as the train and so on. You know, all kinds of people are on the train. You don't know who is sick, right? So I used to think that that was the only reason why people in Japan wear masks. But as I continue to be around Japanese people and watch other YouTube channels that are giving Japanese information, I realized that Japanese people really wear masks for every situation. Like, Japanese people will wear masks. Well, a Japanese girl or woman, a female, will wear mask because she has no makeup on and she thinks she does not look cute, because you know the mask comes up to right here, like it's under your eyes. So if you don't have on any makeup and you have on a mask, you really can't see anything. So yeah, girls wear mask if they don't have on any makeup and they think they don't look nice enough. They also wear masks to cover up half done makeup. So I was watching a YouTube video and there was a cosplay girl getting ready to go to her cosplay job, and you know, cosplay have to dress up like very cute things, and she did half of her makeup and she was going to get her cosplay makeup done, and because her face was not fully done, she hid it with a mask. Crazy? I don't know. And also, while I was watching that same another video on that same channel, and it's Paulo from Tokyo actually, he mentioned in the video that some Japanese persons wear masks to tell other people that they need space, because normally, you know, wearing a mask would signify that you're sick and you don't want to pass it on to another person, or you know, just something. So persons that are totally fine will put on a mask just so that other persons don't come near them, and that was shocking to me. And to be honest, that could be a good gesture, or a good way of, you know, creating personal space for yourself, if the masks were breathable. Like, I don't know if it's because we don't wear masks in my culture, why I find it so difficult to breathe when I have a mask on. Guys, I am literally suffocating at school because it is a requirement these days that we wear masks to school, and I feel as if I am going to die every 5 seconds because I cannot breathe. There's no fresh air in the mask. So just wearing it to tell a person, or to, you know, silently tell a person that I need space, I don't think I could do that. I will just open up my mouth and say, hey, you're too close. You understand? But yeah, some of the reasons why they wear masks are ridiculous. But on the other hand, they can breathe in their masks. It is definitely cultural that they wear it, so they have no problem. Alright. And the third cultural difference between Jamaica and Japan, and yes guys, I am actually sitting on the floor, alright? The third cultural difference between Jamaica and Japan is that students don't catch a break. Oh my, kids are continuously working in Japan, and by working I mean schoolwork. They are not doing that kind of stuff over here. The students, they study year round. Alright, I have mentioned this in a few other videos as well, where I say that students have to go to school, do club activities, and still go home and study and do all of that stuff. Like in Jamaica, students have break, and when students have breaks, it's actually a break. Alright, so I really think that Japanese students are overworked because they're worked to the core. For example, school starts at 8:25 class starts, or 8:45 actually. Class starts at 8:45. You get to school, students start trickling into school at about 8 o'clock or 8:10 or 8:15. And they have to be at school for a couple hours. So school dismisses at about 3:40, and some schools 3:30, maybe some schools go up to 4 o'clock, I'm not sure. But the latest I've been to a school is like where students actually finish their classes for the day and everything would be like 3:50. And after that, they have to go and meet up and do club activities for at least an hour and a half, or an hour and 45 minutes. Some club activities, I realize, take longer than some, because sometimes like the softball girls would be finished with their club activities before the baseball boys and so on. But the point is, they have to do club activities, and their club activities are mostly centered around sports activities, actually sports and like music and stuff. Like in Jamaica, our club activities are like Girl Guides Club, 4-H Club, Environmental Club, stuff like that. That is kind of minimal because they don't have a lot of hands-on work to do, except if you're a girl guide. I was a girl guide, amen. And yeah, so the students are, so you have like soccer club, baseball club, volleyball club, tennis club, track and field club, brass band club, where they play the music. I think that one is my favorite. I love to hear and see the students play the trombone and the this and that different musical instruments. Like, wow, they really impressed me. But what I'm trying to say is, after school they have to do this club activity, and remind you, they still have homework to submit the next day and over the weekend. So they go home, they eat their dinner, and then they have to do their homework, because their parents are going to tell them that they need to go and study. And sometimes on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, in some cases students have to go to school on a Saturday or on a Sunday, based on the kind of activity that they're having. So maybe there is a tournament, a baseball tournament, so all the people in baseball club have to go to the tournament, plus the teachers. Or if there's a special ceremony, if there is a cleaning day, something, the students will have to go to school on that on the weekends also. So that means limited times. And when there is not a special occasion that the students need to attend on a weekend, some schools actually still have students coming for at least from 8 until like midday, like 12 p.m. to do club activities, just to do club activities. So these students are not resting at all. They're not resting. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. So the students not having time for themselves is, I see it as a big issue here, because in Jamaica, as I said, when students go on holidays, they go on holidays. They don't have to worry about work. They don't have to worry about schoolwork or anything of the sort. But the good thing is, normally when the students go like to school on a weekend, like on a Saturday or on a Sunday, and the teachers also, because once the students are at school, teachers have to be there, because who else, are gonna supervise them. So once that happens and the students and teachers have to show up to school on a Saturday, what they normally do is they give a substitute holiday in the week. So they might say, all right, you came to work on Saturday, so we're giving everybody Tuesday off. And that may be the only day that the students do not have to worry about, studying or submitting something or doing something school related. So I really think that in the effort to have well-rounded students, Japan is really overworking their students. I think so. Alright guys, so the fourth cultural difference between Jamaica and Japan, and you are going to be shocked about this one, is that genders kind of stick to genders. And that was something very weird for me to experience in the Japanese school environment and the classroom. And yeah, I have to speak on it. Like, boys stick to boys and girls stick to girls. And I don't know any other way that I could put this information, if you don't understand what I'm saying just yet. But I'll give you an example. Alright? Nate sensei is in class. The bell rings, it is lunchtime, Nate sensei is coming out of class. Nate sensei is walking on the corridor, Nate Sensei sees two boys playing, Nate Sensei also sees these two boys sitting in each other's laps. One of them even went as far, well, this was another day, but a student went as far, a male student went as far as to pull down the shorts of another male student. Like, I was walking on the corridor and I saw a Japanese male student's butt. Like, I saw his ass, and like, wow. And it was boys. They were boys playing, guys. Like, in Jamaica, that could never happen. Alright? That could never happen. A boy in Jamaica does not pull down another boy's pants to show his behind. And so that is what I mean by boys stick to boys and girls stick to girls. Like, I have never seen a male student in my class taking interest in like a female student, and before everybody comes for me, I am not saying that school students are supposed to be focused on the other gender, but what I am saying is, in my culture, boys communicate with girls and girls communicate with boys, and boys like girls and girls like boys. Like, it's a regular thing. It's a regular thing. And even though I'm not condoning like teenage relationships and so on, I just found it weird that boys were sitting in boys' laps, girls sitting in girls' laps. I didn't really find that like super, oh my god. And that might be a prejudice or whatever. Like, I don't know. But I mean, in Jamaica, girls and girls, we're best friends and we just do things together. But I mean, on the boy level though, that was strange to me to see boy kids behaving with boy kids. Like, I've never seen like if you ask a student which girl is the prettiest in this class, like, the boy will just stand there and look at you because he don't know. When you ask, who do you like? He would say his friend, and his friend is a boy. It's just crazy, guys. It's crazy. Like, it was shocking for me. Like, I came home and I was explaining to Adam, I'm like, Adam, oh my god, you would not believe what I saw today. I saw guys like, oh, I can't even speak on it. I can't even speak. My tongue is twisting. Trust me, like, it's a big difference when it comes on to this particular thing in Jamaica, because trust me, the opposite sexes, they speak to each other in my country. So it's weird for me to be, surrounded by. Alright guys, and the next cultural difference between Japan and Jamaica is hanging up the phone or talking on the phone, the way they talk on the phone, the mannerism that is expressed when they're talking on the phone. That is something that I think I need to like point out, because I think it is different, and not only is it different, it is kind of nice, based on what my opinion. In my opinion. Alright, so hanging up the phone in Japan is in a respectable way, is just, it comes down to not hanging up the phone before the other person on the line hangs up their phone. So for example, I call you guys on a big wide phone that can call all 300 something of you, right? And on this phone call, we are talking and everybody is talking, and at the end, we say, alright, bye, later. I have to wait until all 300 something of you guys hung up the phone and my phone disconnect before, I come off the line. So in Japan, as a respectable kind of way of communicating, they don't hang up the phone on persons. Alright, so while we're in quarantine, when we're in quarantine, we had to be doing Zoom meetings with our company, and our coordinators will always be on the Zoom meetings, of course. And while we're on the meetings, we do all the meeting things, and when it's dismissal time, all of us actually had to like leave the meeting, and then we left them there. And of course it disconnects once all of us are gone. But I'm just saying that me and Adam, we did it on purpose to like be the last persons to leave the meeting, just to see if the coordinators would go before any of us, and they didn't. We actually ended the meeting. So in Japan, and it's the same thing with bowing as well, like when you're bowing or you're talking to somebody, you do not leave the presence, you do not leave the space until the other person is gone. And I shared this example in another video. When I was leaving school, it was my final day at that school, and I was leaving, and the teachers walked with me to the Genkan, and they watched me walk right out the door until I was no longer inside. When they were there, I thought they came to like tell me bye, and then once I took out my indoor shoes and changed over to my outdoor shoes to go outside, I think they would have left, but they didn't. They stood there until I was nowhere to be found. So that is how they do it in Japan, in talking on the phone, in talking to somebody in an office, all of that stuff. They really respect each other's time. And the reason I say I like this is because some of the times we're talking on the phone, right? And you say later, and then as you hung up, you hear like the person was going to say something, and then you have to call them back again. So many times that happened to me, especially with my mother, because me and my mother, oh my god, we can talk, we chat so much. Anyway, I'd be on the phone with my mother, and I say, okay mommy, later. And she say, yes man, later. And as I hung up the phone, guys, I hear like say mommy going to say something new, and then I have to call back and say, mommy, where did I say now? Or what were you saying? And you know, stuff like that. So in Japan, if I am on the phone with my mother and I say later and mommy say later, as the Japanese person, I'd have to wait until my mother is hung up the phone. So that means she's finished talking, she don't have anything else to say, and then they would hang up. So that is a very important cultural difference. I think it's nice. I like that. Alright guys, and that is the end of today's video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel below and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. Thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed to my channel. It really does help me out here on YouTube, guys. I appreciate all of your support. So until next time, see you in my next one. Bye guys.
So back to what I was saying. Could be us.